Hello and welcome to our first tutorial on using Adobe Premiere Pro. This is the CS6 version. Before we start to do any actual editing, we need to really be prepared to edit, and this is really important, and it's something that you'll be assessed on every editing project that you do on the course. So let me show you how to go about doing this. First of all, we need to set up a folder structure which we can use for our edit. This is the same whether it's on a Mac or a PC. So I have an external drive plugged in here where I keep all my footage, and this is where our project is going to sit. So open this up, and I have another folder where I keep all my Premiere Pro projects, and I'm going to create a new folder in here for this specific project. So new folder, and I'm going to call it a cup of tea. There we go. Inside this folder we're going to have other folders as well. We're going to have a folder for our footage. We're going to have a folder for our audio, and it might be any music or sound effects. And a folder for any graphics that I'm going to be using or logos. And I have a folder for any fonts I might use in my title sequence, because the fonts are installed on machines. So if you move to a different machine and you want to use the same font, you need to make sure you've got a copy of it to take with you. And another folder for any of my pre-pro documentation. So let's start by putting our footage in first. So earlier on I plugged in my SD card. Here we go, and on there is all the footage that I shot on my camera. It was an SLR. I'm going to take a copy of this and I'm going to drop it into my footage folder. There we go. There's other files I intend to be using as well in my project, and they would have been in my downloads folder, but I've actually moved them to my desktop so you can see them. I have a graphic here which is going to be part of my title sequence, dropping it into graphics. I have a cup of tea song. Yes, there is a song called the Cup of Tea song. It's going to go into my audio folder. I have a font which I want to be used as well for my opening sequence. I'm going to drop that in there. And I have a shot log which I kept, because we all keep shot logs, don't we? And some storyboards which will help me remind me what my intended edit was going to be. I'm going to drop them into my pre-pro folder. So there we go, our footage is nearly finished copying across, and we have a nice tidily set up cup of tea project, and in there are all the assets we're going to use on this little demo tutorial. Right, it's really important that you follow this structure. Like I said, you will be assessed on it. What happens is, if you decide to unplug this hard drive and take it to another machine, everything you need in your project will be on that drive. You wouldn't have left a graphic which you downloaded or a font on another machine where all of a sudden it will be missing. So we need to make sure everything's copied across and is inside your project folder. Yeah, and the other folders are in there to help you later on. You'll see how this is going to work when we start our editing project. In the next lesson, we're going to look at setting up a sequence in Adobe Premiere Pro CS6.